Failure is something we're all taught to fear. From a young age, we're warned that failing means you're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough. We grow up hearing phrases like failure is not an option or only winners succeed, and these messages plant deep roots in our minds that failure is the enemy to be avoided at all costs. But what if I told you that failure is actually one of the most valuable experiences you'll ever have? That it's not a dead end but a doorway? That the greatest success stories in history are built on the foundation of failure? Understanding why failure is the best thing that can happen to you is a perspective shift that can change everything. Failure teaches lessons that success never will. When things go wrong, when you fall short, when your plans unravel, you are forced to confront reality. You see what doesn't work. You uncover blind spots. You discover weaknesses you didn't know you had. This feedback is brutal but honest. It's the kind of clarity that no motivational speech or book can provide. When you fail, you're given a map, albeit a painful one, showing you where to adjust, where to improve, and where to grow. Without failure, you remain stuck in illusions, blind to the parts of yourself and your approach that need changing. Most people avoid failure because it feels uncomfortable. It threatens their identity. It shakes their confidence. But the truth is, failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's a natural part of growth. Every single person who's ever achieved something meaningful has failed more times than you can count. They failed forward. They used failure as fuel. They refused to let it define them. Instead, they let it refine them. The best entrepreneurs, artists, athletes, and leaders are not those who never failed, but those who embraced failure, learned from it, and kept moving. Failure builds resilience. It hardens your spirit and teaches you perseverance. When you experience failure, you learn how to get back up, you develop grit, you strengthen your emotional muscles. Success without failure doesn't build resilience. It breeds complacency and entitlement, but failure tests you, pushes you, and forces you to develop the tenacity necessary to succeed. The more you fail and recover, the more unshakable you become. Failure is a brutal coach that prepares you for the bigger challenges ahead. Another powerful truth is that failure fosters innovation. When what you're doing isn't working, you're forced to think differently, to try new approaches, to experiment, to take risks. The greatest breakthroughs come from the willingness to fail repeatedly until you find the right formula. If you play it safe, if you stick to what you know, you limit your potential. But when you embrace failure, you open yourself up to creativity, exploration, and discovery. Failure is the proving ground for innovation. Failure also humbles you. It strips away ego and forces you to face your limitations honestly. This humility is crucial for growth because it creates space for learning and improvement. When you're too proud or afraid to admit failure, you stunt your progress. But when you accept failure as a normal, necessary part of the journey, you become teachable. You become open to feedback, to change, and to new perspectives. This openness accelerates your growth and pushes you closer to your goals. Moreover, failure builds character. It reveals your true nature, how you handle disappointment, how you treat yourself and others in tough times, how you maintain integrity when no one is watching. It's in failure that your values are tested. Do you give up? Do you make excuses? Do you blame others? Or do you take responsibility and keep moving forward? These choices define your character far more than any success ever could. Most importantly, failure reshapes your relationship with fear. Fear of failure is often the biggest obstacle standing between you and your dreams, but the more you fail and survive, the less power fear holds over you. You learn that failure isn't the end of the world, it's a stepping stone. This shift frees you to take bold action, to embrace uncertainty, and to pursue your goals with courage. Fear loses its grip when you realize failure is just part of the process. To harness the power of failure, you must reframe your mindset. Instead of fearing failure, anticipate it. Expect setbacks and mistakes. When they come, meet them with curiosity rather than judgment. Ask yourself what you can learn. How can you improve? What's the next step? Make failure your teacher, not your enemy. Celebrate the lessons it brings. Honor the effort you put in, regardless of the outcome, and keep moving forward relentlessly. Remember, failure is not a permanent state. It's temporary and transient. It's a single chapter in your story, not the whole book. Your response to failure is what matters most. You can let it break you, or you can let it build you. The choice is yours. When you learn to embrace failure, you unlock the door to growth, innovation, resilience, and ultimately success. So if you're afraid to fail, remind yourself that failure is the best thing that'll ever happen to you. It's the raw material of success, the forge where your strength is tested and tempered, the compass that guides your journey. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Embrace it, learn from it, and watch yourself transform into the person you were always meant to be.